Welcome back to the IBSP. Here's your host, Foxy New.
David Benavidez is free smoking. Look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And David Benavidez has posted to social media that he would be open to a fight and willing to fight Jai Opetaia at cruiserweight. This would be a massive fight, one of the most dangerous fights that David Benavidez could take. And I have to give all the credit and respect to David Benavidez. I mean, look at this. He states, and I quote, "This would be a dope fight for the fans. Let's make it happen." Tags Jai Opetaia. I mean, this is the real deal. Think about this. Jai Opetaia is the number one fighter in the cruiserweight division. I have nothing but respect for David Benavidez if he goes up and faces this absolute monster. Now, obviously, I would favor Jai Opetaia by stoppage to beat David Benavidez, but that takes nothing away from David. David would prove that he's a fighter that's willing to get in and fight anybody. That's what David would prove if he fought Jai. And if some reason David Benavidez was able to get the victory, David Benavidez would automatically be a top 5 pound for pound fighter, 100% elite. You cannot doubt this man's greatness ever again. So David Benavidez would be one of them ones if he were to beat Jai Opetaia. Now, me personally, I don't believe it, but David Benavidez showing us that he's truly free smoke and that he's chasing greatness. If he takes this fight, if he makes this fight happen, that's what David Benavidez would be doing. Now, the one thing I have to caution against is I believe David Benavidez because he's saying this. I believe his words. But one thing I will say is if David Benavidez put some stipulation about the fight saying, oh, it has to be in Vegas, I will not fight Jai Opetaia in Saudi or anywhere else, and tries to dictate the A-side like he did when he talked about the Better BF Bivol winner, then that means David Benavidez is pump faking. That means he's not honest about what he's trying to do. He's trying to use Jai Opetaia's name for clout. That's what he would be doing. Because make no mistake, David Benavidez is not the A-side to Jai Opetaia. He cannot dictate terms, and he cannot make Jai Opetaia do what he wants to do. If you truly want this fight, then you'll make whatever sacrifice you have to make the fight with the number one guy in the division. That's what you would do if you truly want to fight. I don't want to see no A-side politics from David because you're not some massive superstar and you cannot dictate terms to Jai Opetaia. So we will see. But I'm choosing to believe David Benavidez. David Benavidez over the last few months has been saying all the right things, saying he wants all the top guys. So let's really find out who David Benavidez wants to fight. I mean, within the next 12 months, I want to see David Benavidez fight his first elite opponent. Now, that doesn't matter if that's Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol, or Jai Opetaia. All of those guys are elite, and I just want to see David Benavidez fight one of the elite guys. Now, for his next fight, if he gets a Surdo Ramirez or a Callum Smith, both of those guys are perfectly acceptable fights. Both of those guys are excellent fights for David, and I have zero problems, and he gets 100% credit for fighting those guys. They're right under their elite status, but both of those guys are excellent fights for David. But within the next 12 months, I need to see what David's going to do.